You are tuned to Anubhav 2.0 podcast from senior citizens, catalyzed and supported by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India, through National Institutes for Social Defense and Media for Community Foundation. The project is conceived and designed by Dr. R. Sridhar and supported by Ashish Tiwari, Pooja Murada, Sai Sudha and Kaushalya.
Hello listeners, greetings from Covaivani. Our guest today is a remarkable individual and is also the recipient of the Lifetime Achiever Award for Volunteer Service presented by the Office of the US President Honors. Engineer Balasubramanian specialized in photogrammetry, geodesy, astronomy and land studies and was a member of the teaching faculty at the Department of Civil Engineering, University of Roorkee, which is now Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, and also at the Department of Surveying and Land Studies at Papua New Guinea University of Technology. He has now been an application developer in Los Angeles, California for more than 3 decades. Balasubramanian now shares with us some of his experiences of his memorable trip to Kailash, Manasarovar. Over to Balasubramanian.
It was in 2016 that I had signed up for the Kailash Yatra arranged by our mission. That was supposed to take place in July of 2016. Many other groups from Los Angeles also made the same trip about the same time, but most of the other groups were either affected by weather or cancelled flights and could not achieve their full benefit of the tour, while ours was able to successfully complete the yatra, including performing a full parikrama. My emphasis in this podcast is less on the yatra itself, more on the obstacles that I had to face in the program. The yatra was limited to people under 65 or maybe 70, but at that time I was 73. But the leader accepted me because he knew that I would be able to make it. Most of the yatris went in a single group, but few of us decided to make our own air travel arrangements for the trip. So early in the year, I had made reservations to fly on Continental from Los Angeles to Shanghai, China Eastern from Shanghai to Chengdu, and Air China from Chengdu to Lhasa. After a couple months, our travel agent asked us to send him our passports so that he could get visa to enter China and permit to enter Tibet. Immediately, I sent him my passport by FedEx. He had given us till the end of March to send the passport, but I finished sending him in the middle of March itself. However, beginning of April, I got a call from him asking why I had not sent in the passport. I said, no, I've already sent it many weeks ago. And I even had the proof to show him that I had mailed it. I also called FedEx and confirmed that they had already delivered it. Anyway, the travel agent said that he doesn't have it and he's going to look for it. After a couple of days, he called me and says he could not find it, and then I had to apply for a new passport. I did that, and this time I had to pay extra fees because I wanted to get that in a hurry. Anyway, when I got the passport, I told him this time I'm not going to send it. I'm going to personally drive down and come and give it to you. So I fixed up at 3 o'clock time on a particular day, and that morning I was getting ready. I got a call from a stranger, and then she asked me, "Are you Srinivasan Balasubramanian?" I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "I'm sorry, I should not have done this, but I live in Upland." By the way, Upland is also a place where our travel agent lives. She said that every day she goes for a walk, and for the last 3 or 4 weeks she has been seeing a FedEx package in front of somebody's house. And there was also some rain in between, so the package was soggy. Anyway, after seeing it for so many days, she decided that she would pick it up and see what is in it. So she has picked it up, she opened it, and then she has found my passport inside it. And then, because she also had my phone number, she called me. And I said, and she was very apologetic for having done that because she had opened somebody else's. I said, don't be apologetic. And I profusely thanked her for picking it up. I told her that I'll come and pick it up today. So that afternoon I went to the city, Upland, met her, got the passport from her, thanked her, and then she also told me that she is a retired police inspector, and in case she need any evidence to fight with FedEx, she would be doing it. I thanked her. I went to the travel agent, gave him the new passport and told him about the old passport. And he looked at the old passport and told me that, you know what, you should keep on to this. This has got your Indian visa with 2 more years of validity. And anyway, my air travel involved one night's stay in Chengdu. And the day before my flight, I was researching to see if I can find any place where I can spend the night. Then I found that at Shanghai airport, under some circumstances, room might be available for business class travelers. So then I thought, let me try if I can get that. And it asked me for my air ticket, my passport number, and everything. When I entered all these information, they said it's invalidatory. I kept on getting the message invalidatory. Then I realized that I'm putting the new passport number in. So instead of that, I took the old passport and put the old passport number in. And this time it did accept me as a valid traveler. But it said on that particular night there is no room available. Anyway, I couldn't get a room, but one thing good that happened here was this told me that I need to carry both passports, the old and the new. The trip from LA to Shanghai itself was uneventful. When I reached Shanghai in the evening, the continental agent met me and informed me that my flight to Chengdu was delayed. 15 minutes later, he came and told me that it has been cancelled and that he could only get a flight for me to Chengdu next morning, which meant I was going to miss my Chengdu to Lhasa flight. I had no other option, and the agent confirmed my next morning flight from Shanghai to Chengdu. However, he told me that I have to get in touch with Air China to get my other ticket from Chengdu to Lhasa extended by a day. I was in one end of the terminal. Air China offices were at the other end, and I had to lug my suitcases, walk almost half a kilometer to the other side. When I went there, that counter looked like our Indian Railway bookings counters in the old days, where people do not queue up in a line, but it's a hemispherical queue. Adopting the old technique of pushing the hand through the crowd of people, I somehow managed to get the attention of the counter person. She started to change the date on the ticket, but before long she asked me how am I going to pay for the difference in fare, which is about $1,200. I told her I was not expecting to pay anything because the delay has been cancelled, has been caused by China Eastern flight cancellation. She said, that's okay, but you need to get a proof for that. You need to get a written proof for that. So now I had to go walk all the way back to where China Eastern is. And then with my baggage and everything, walked there and then looked around and finally located somebody who would give me the proof that I needed. I got the proof, went back again, went through the same motion of putting my hand through the crowd, and someone got the attention of the clerk, and then she finally gave me a ticket that was properly registered for the next day. While I was traveling up and down, I noticed there was also a hotel there in the middle of the terminal. I said, okay, I got the whole night to spend, let me see if I can get room. So I walked with my baggages to this hotel, and just before I entered the hotel, there was a nice looking Chinese lady who came and grabbed my suitcases and then started leading me inside. And I then found that she was not leading me to the reception of the hotel, but she was leading me somewhere in the neighborhood. Then I asked her, "Where are you taking me?" She said, "I'm taking you to the massage parlor." I said, "I don't want massage parlor. I came for a room." She said, "No, today there's no room available. So why don't you have a massage here? And after the massage, we'll give you some space to relax." I said, "No." I grabbed my suitcases and forcefully left her and went to the hotel reception and found there were lots of room available, and I booked one. My next hassle started when I took out my new phone to contact the Yatra organizers to let them know about my delay. But I found that some Chinese virus got into my phone, and despite good help from T-Mobile, I could not get it work at all. Fortunately, I had an older AT&T phone which I could use. Anyway, I tried to spend the night. Early in the morning, I was woken up by another passenger who was to travel in the same flight with me from Chengdu to Lhasa. He asked me why I am not in Chengdu. I said my flight got cancelled. He told me that he and the other Yatri who was supposed to join us missed the flight from Chengdu to Lhasa because they did not have the original Tibet permit. They only had photocopies, and the security would not permit them to board. So they said they already got in touch with the tour organizers, and they were sending somebody to Kathmandu to get a fresh permit, and it was going to be flown that evening. It's going to come. And he said, "Why don't you, when you come tomorrow to Chengdu, come and stay in the hotel with us, and we'll again go together." Anyway, fortunately, we were able to get the fresh permit that evening. The next morning, we went to the airport to check in, and when we were doing that, the other two passengers were able to go through. They stopped me, and they told me that my passport does not match. Fortunately, I had the old passport, and I was able to get in. The other two people who were held in Chengdu one whole day, they might have felt very bad, but for me, it was a blessing in disguise that they were there for me to make the trip with them. I'm sure Lord Shiva wanted me to visit this place, and despite these obstacles, I was able to make it.
Thank you, sir, for the interesting anecdotes which can be smiled upon today, though they must have been quite harrowing at that time. We now have his wife, Saraswati, to chip in with a few words regarding his preparation for this trip.
As a wife of a 73-year-old, and I was naturally surprised that he agreed to go on this yatra, where the average age was about 65 maximum. But he was just ready, and he was so confident, and I could not believe it. Many youngsters would just give it up at the drop of a hat, but he said, "No, I'm going on this yatra, and I'm going to come back safe." So he got a thumbs up from me, but the preparation for the yatra itself was not easy. Each day he had to go on treks with, of course, other yatris were there, and almost 8,000 feet every day. They used to go up and down. He was even planning to go to Colorado for this purpose. But they found a lot of nice places in and around Los Angeles. So it was like a Saturday outing for them. This also gave him chances for a lot of breathing exercises and getting acclimatized to the oxygen level that is kind of low at high altitudes. And then not only this, apart from this, he had to pack all his stuff in a small backpack so that he can easily carry around his shoulders. There was a limitation of weight that he could carry. So there was one water bottle, and then for the parikrama itself, he needed stockings, special shoes, weatherproof garment, walking stick, etc. I was so fascinated that this old guy would not give up, but he was so happy and only started preparing full gusto, and I should say I was very proud of his determination. And with all the obstacles that he faced during and before the trip, he came back safe and sound, not only like laughing and smiling, but also with a bottle of Manasarovar water. He distributed it to others, and I guess Lord Shiva wanted him to go there and bring these blessings to the whole family. So, well, congratulations to him and the entire family. Thank you.
Thank you, Saraswati. Yes, indeed, you must be justifiably proud at your husband's achievement. Well, listeners, with that, this is Revati Bhaskar signing off till we meet again with another podcast.
You were listening to Covaivani podcasts from S3 Kovai Care, Coimbatore. Please contact 14567. I repeat, 14567 Elderline Helpline during working hours for any assistance relating to senior citizens. Thank you.